What is going on, guys? I hope all of you are doing great out there in the world, and today I have a really awesome limited edition exclusive from St.Nick'S knives. This is the Spyderco Dodo, resurrected from extinction. I am so excited to get this thing out. I have actually never bought anything from St.Nick'S knives. I saw they had a lot of awesome reviews, and now I will definitely buy from them in the future. It came super fast. It came with a bunch of these awesome Deadpool and Dodo stickers, and also has him holding the knife. That is so sick. So I had to bring out my SH Figure Arts Deadpool to show it. Really love this blade. I have never had anything quite like this. I mean, I do have something kind of similar in the Spyderco realm, but nothing like this. So we're gonna move Deadpool aside. Oh yeah, no, St. Nick'S knives also came, or gave you rather, this awesome knife bag. Really cool. Oh my god. I love the Red G10. I did oil it, by the way. I live in Central Florida, and it is summertime. It is extremely humid, and I just don't want anything to happen to this beautiful baby. Oh, cool. Let me bring you guys in here a little bit more. This is sick. I love that ball bearing lock. That is really weird. I've had a Mannix 2 lightweight a long time ago, and it had that lock, but obviously it had that little plastic cage that held the ball. So I have smaller hands, so I'm good with this blade. This is going to be no issue for me. I don't think it will be. Let's see if I can do it. Oh boy. Awesome. And it fits so good. It feels like it's a part of my hand. It's hard to describe. Like, it really is one of the better knives I've ever held. It's not like the most soft and comfortable, but this is not coming out of your hand when you squeeze this thing. So cool. CPM 4V. Now, I have been collecting since 2012. My first blade that I ever bought was a Zero Tolerance 0200, and then it was a Spyderco Military, and at the same time a Benchmade Contigo, and then there was everything after that, you know, for a long time. I've never, and then I went out of blades for a little bit. Always still bought knives here and there, you know, a couple of fixed blades, but I was buying a lot of figures and stuff. And I skipped over the new age steels that have been coming out. Like, I have never owned CPM 4V, but it did come with a card in this box stating that, you know, it's very susceptible to rust and corrosion. I did look up the steel. That's why I oiled the hell out of it. Really cool. It really does look like a dodo beak or like a penguin, a very bird-like. Look at that beautiful handle. But it really does, if you see how it locks into my hand, your forefinger goes here, 2 here, 1 back here, and that's not going anywhere. I wish I would use this. I wish I would bring this back into production with like a S35 VN blade. I would totally buy one of these, another one rather, and then, you know, rock that. It's very easy to use. Like, that ball bearing is not that hard to pull back for me, but it's going to be different for other people, especially if you have bigger fingers. Oh my god, I don't know how you're getting in there, but it really is awesome. One thing I wanted to point out, some people were reporting lock stick on that ball bearing, and I noticed that they actually coated the whole blade all the way down to here. Obviously they didn't coat the back. You can see the satin there, but here, back there, where that bearing interfaces with that tang, there is literally that black coating. And now I can see, you know, since I've engaged it, I mean, probably 10 times, it's actually already started rubbing the coating off. I should have brought a flashlight. It's actually starting to rub that coating off on that tang there, so it's very interesting choice. So where that ball is engaging, there's literally coating there. That could either be, I guess, a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I guess you're going to experience lock stick, but it's going to break in either way, right? It feels so good. This is literally the smallest knife I have ever bought. I'm a big 4-inch blade guy. You'll see that like just from the couple of knives that I brought out here. One of them that I got recently, the Yojimbo, that's a smaller knife too. It's like the second smallest knife I've ever owned. But I really do like this thing. This thing is awesome. Definitely just gonna stay a part of the collection. I don't think I would ever sell it. It's really cool. I really do like it a lot. It's weird when you become a collector. There's stuff that you use, and if it's really good, you buy multiples of them. But I can't do that with this. I would always have like 3 Microtech. How is it like the? Oh no, actually. Well, first of all, I would have 3 Microtech Ultratechs, and I ended up selling all of them, which is such a shame. But when it came to the Tachyon, I just bought 2 of them, sold one of them, kept one of them. So I would totally do that with this knife. I really do like the design. It's so cool. It's so ergonomic and it's so hand-friendly, pocket-friendly, I'm sure. I love the color. It's very interesting to see red on a Spyderco. I've never had a red Spyderco. Now I wanted to make sure it's not too thin at the tip too, even though I'm not going to use it, but it's not. It really isn't. It really does have a little bit of meat at the tip. I'm going to bring in some other knives here to compare size to. Like I said, first of all, I guess I'll bring the Microtech Tachyon 3. I don't know if most of you still have this knife. I know this knife has not been around for quite some time, but neither has this. So another relic. Not as old as this, obviously, but huge size difference. This is the kind of knife that I'm used to handling. The size, rather. Another good EDC. Let's bring it up toward the Yojimbo. Love this thing so far. I haven't carried it yet. Just got it maybe like a month ago. I've always wanted one, man. I love this Sachs Wharncliffe blade, but that tip, man, that tip is so fine. But when I look at them, the tips are very similar in size. I mean, really, they're actually probably the same size tip. So just be careful when you're using this. Use this on softer materials. Obviously, just be mindful. You don't want to break the tip off. And S30V is definitely a little bit more brittle. I noticed that compared to S35. I do like S35. But yeah, this is how they stack up together. They do look so similar, don't they? They both look like little birds. Look awesome. Yeah, I love the Yojimbo, I really do. Let's see here. Oops, so sorry. Next to a Medford Nosferatu. Yeah, huge size difference. Love this Nosferatu. It was like one of the first gens that came out. You know what is really funny about this? I never showed anyone. The tip on this is not straight. I hope I can get the camera to focus to show you. Do you see how off that is? Come on. I really want you guys to see. It's actually like kinked off more to the left, like there's more meat taken off the tip here. So strange for a $700+ knife, right? I still love this thing, but I just think that's weird. See, next to a Microtech, oh my god, Microtech, a Cold Steel Black Talon 2. This has been my daily now for a few months. Love it. Had to resharpen it a few times, just for fun, not because I've dulled it. But love recurve blades. I would like to get one of these in a plain edge, honestly. Debating it. The G10 on these, I'm sure they would feel the same over time, because I think that this cold steel may have been more rough when I got in it. Softened over time. It feels really nice. Honestly, it feels very soft. But I really like grippy G10. That doesn't bother me either. Yeah, you know what G10 honestly does feel similar is this Medford Praetorian GT. This feels very similar, if not the same. They literally even look the same. The G10 rather. Yeah, I mean, even though I've had this for so many years and have used it so much, it's still, I mean, it still feels so close. G10 is such a strong material. I really do trust it. Put this thing up the size with my SHF folder from Spartan Blades. This is the Chad Nichols Black Hole Damascus with the Spartan Warrior Princess one. I got this many, many years ago. I think like almost 10 years ago. But huge size difference. So this is the kind of blade that I'm used to. Also kind of funny, what I'm used to, oh boy, what I'm used to carrying around every day, a cold steel Voyager. I love this thing. This thing is awesome. And that AUS 10A steel it holds up fantastic. I really do use this knife. So I love it. But that's and you know what's really funny is that when I'm done doing stuff in the yard, I'll have this in my pocket and I'll sit down and forget that it's in my pocket for hours. And then when I get up, or you know, whatever I'm doing, and I feel my pocket, I'm like, what the hell is that? And it's this giant knife in my pocket. So I don't understand when people complain about size and weight and stuff like that, because you know, our ancestors used to carry full-size swords, and I'm not a big guy. And if I can literally forget that this is in my pocket, there's really no need to, for me at least, to complain about weight and dimensions and blade to handle ratio and all that. That is, I think that's all up to you. I think if you like it, you buy it. And if you use it and it performs well, then it does well for you. I think it's very funny almost that people get very lost in the specs almost. I honestly though, the only thing you should worry about is where do you live and what is the humidity like and what is that blade steel going to go through? What do you actually do on a daily basis? I mean, I literally used to work at pretty much a zoo with alligators and crocodiles every day, and we were allowed to bring knives with us to work. I wore, where is it? I wore this Microtech a lot. And I also had a SOCOM too, and I brought that to work. We were also allowed to carry a fixed blade on us. I would bring my my Benchmade. I should have brought that over here too to show you. So I would carry those, and it's raining on us all day most of the time, you know, in the summers. And we're getting in the water with the animals and we're getting wet, we're sweating on stuff. This thing was with me literally for many years there, every day. Never had to sharpen it because it's M390, which is weird. And if you don't like M390, you're crazy. I mean, at least maybe it's just who does the heat treat, because this knife was a perfect one by Microtech. This specific exact one. I don't know if everyone, you know, Tachyon is like this, but this one has served me so well. There was a time where we needed to put a hole in a hog leg to feed Cuban crocodiles so they can jump up out of the water and get it. We would tie 550 cord through the tendon of the hog leg and hang it down because we don't want to put our hands anywhere near the Cuban crocodile. So we would hand feed the gators and Nile crocs, all fine. But when it came to them, it's because they're very intelligent and they can jump higher than anything else. I stabbed through a hog leg. It was dead, obviously, and it was cut. With this, and, you know, didn't clean it that day until, you know, recently when I had to sharpen it. And then I even did, you know, worked at another place after that and still wore this with me and used it. And there's no wear, there's no rust. It's wild. And I just recently sharpened it, obviously. But when I was sharpening it, there was no rust, there was no wear. This steel just blew my mind. So there's a long-term review for you. I've had this thing for freaking ever. This thing is insane. So I can only imagine what the 4V performs like, you know, because if that M390 stayed sharp, especially towards that back of the recurve, like, I don't know, it's a different shape recurve, but depending upon what, you know, side you use more, it's going to be more dull, obviously, but yeah. I just, like what I was saying, what I was trying to say is that back here, for all this time, this part right here was still sharp. Back here, you know, I've used everywhere else in the blade. That's why I like longer blades. You can use more. It lasts longer. So this could still shave down here after all these years. This is made in 2017. I got it right in the beginning, like January, or I think December 2017. So I've had this thing for freaking ever, and it was still sharp back here after everything I put it through. So that's really cool. That's what I'm expecting from a steel like 4V. So when it's just funny that, you know, getting back into the hobby and people aren't liking that kind of steel anymore. Don't mean to go off on a tangent. Love this back spacer here. Interesting. There's no steel liners. Doesn't need it, obviously. Price point is $200. Totally worth it for a limited edition run. There's only 600, around 600 of these made. That is really cool. No jimping up at the top thumb ramp here. I would like that. I mean, if I was using it, that'd be kind of cool. I love, like, the jimping on the police. I do have the police. It feels so good. I need to get a military, too. But yeah, this thing is awesome. So we'll see how it fares. Just, I mean, it being, hopefully the silica bag does its job. I'm going to be keeping this in the knife vault and just take it out very seldomly just to look at. I don't think I'll be carrying it. If they ever came out back in production, you know, an S30V or S35, I would totally, like I said, buy it and rock this little guy with another longer blade. But this thing is awesome. You guys won't be disappointed, especially if you're a Spyderco guy. This is such a cool piece to add to your collection. What an awesome blade. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out this beautiful, beautiful Spyderco Dodo sprint run from St.Nick'S Knives in CPM 4V. Really, really interesting and unique blade that if you did decide to carry this with you on the daily, that I guarantee you would never see anybody else carry. Very, very unique blade. Love it. All right, guys, and until the next time we meet.